kicking is back in town. Oh, yeah!
All right, welcome to Hartford Sportscast, Episode 2. We just had a slight break in between our first and second episodes for a global pandemic, but that's par for the course for most podcasts, right? So we're back to study up and talk about all the things going on in Hartford sports. I'm here with Aaron.
Welcome. Very excited. Spring is here.
And we have a lot to report on, so without further ado, let's rock and roll. The University of Hartford men basketball team made their first appearance in the NCAA tournament this past week. They unfortunately lost to Baylor 55-79, but it was a great accomplishment for them to make it in there. And as I was running around Hartford doing what I approximate as running, my trot, around the street corners, I saw a big sign, Go Hawks, on the bridge connecting the XL Center to downtown Max. So it was good to see some spirit for the Hawks out there. And I know that Jeff Dooley's got to be proud, their color commentator, announcer of many years. Again, this is
really exciting.
The first time, so it's definitely cool. And it can only mean more, good things for the program in the future to have this one under their belt. But aside from the UHart men, we also had the UConn men in the tournament. And unfortunately, they lost 63-54 to Maryland in the first round of the tournament. A little disappointing this year.
So close, too. So close.
They had some chances, but unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards this year for them to make a run. But it was still a good season on the whole. The team improved. Some close matches. If we could have beaten Creighton, who knows what would have happened in the final of the Big East tournament with Georgetown. We just defeated them a few weeks earlier. But either way, it was an improved year, an improved team. A team's trending in the direction that we want to be going in. And it was the first year back in the Big East. So exciting for that point as well. But with those two teams out of the way, let's get on to the meat of the matter. The UConn women, who are number one in the country, one of the favorites to win the national title. It's been several years since we've won a national title. I think I speak for everyone in Hartford sports world that we could use a national championship. Nice little pick-me-up going into spring.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And how about Williams?
Kristen Williams with a huge game yesterday, 27 points. Along with Paige Buckets, getting 18 points and 9 rebounds. Aaliyah Edwards also with a huge game, 18 points. Avina Westbrook, just a bunch of stars on this team, a lot of great freshmen. It's a great time to be a fan right now. But on the whole, it was a 92-70 victory over 5th-ranked Iowa, nationally televised game on ABC. And then I actually stuck around and watched the Baylor versus Michigan game to see who we were going to play next, and that one went into overtime. It was a nice, exciting game. That'll be a good heavyweight fight for us.
Very exciting. So it looks like Baylor, they're going on to the Elite Eight Monday night at 7.
So set your DVRs for that one, HSC Nation. But on to the Athletic, Hartford Athletic, that is. They're in the midst of preseason training, and if you go on their social media account, you can see them practicing at Dillon Stadium as they gear up for their 2021 season. Their opener will be against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Soccer Club on Saturday, May 15th. Now, the governor recently announced that outdoor sports venues can hold up to 50% capacity. Last season, it was 25%, and they had a few games at Dillon Stadium, and from all I heard, it was good crowds and a good experience. But this year will be even better because they have a larger capacity to work with. And after last season's on-field performance, which was amazing, the team did better than ever, finishing 11-3-2 and making the playoffs the first time in their 2-year existence. So a great 2020 season for the Hartford Athletic, and they're looking to build on that this year. So if you haven't been to a game yet, this is a great time to try it out. So we'll hope to see you jam-packed at Dillon Stadium, HSC Nation. On to the Wolfpack, playing their 2021 season in the Atlantic Division, where they exclusively play just 2 teams, the Providence Bruins and the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Now, the reason the AHL is doing this largely is because they want their, affiliate teams getting minutes, getting practice, they want their young players developing, and even though many teams, such as the Springfield Thunderbirds, aren't playing in this season, the ones that are able to have these unique divisions set up where they're playing the same teams over and over again, are able to get practice, and it's it's great for the league, and it's still a Hartford team in action, so we're reporting on it. The Wolfpack have been a middling team. The Providence Bruins have kind of dominated that division, but they did beat them last Thursday 4-2, and they're sitting in second place in the division. So as they catch up in games, they played a lot less than Providence. Hopefully they can fight for that division flag or whatever's going out this year. I'm not sure if there's going to be much pomp and circumstance surrounding it, but W's are W's, and good experience is good experience. With the Rangers definitely being a team that's using a lot of their developmental players and focusing on youth right now, it's a great time to be a Wolfpack player. So
yes, definitely. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, now that we're talking about hockey, that UMass is heading to the Frozen Four. They're heading into the semifinals against Duluth, which is super exciting. I know it's not a Hartford sports team, but it's sort of an honorary Hartford sports team. Yeah,
well, they're Hockey East, and UConn men didn't make it too far this year, unfortunately, but we can certainly report on the teams that are in the Northeast here. That's one of our great rivals, so it's all good. And I know that your allegiances are somewhat versatile, as you're both a UConn and UMass alumni.
Yes, watching them play against each other is always very difficult, but I kind of have to pick UConn for the most part, because I bleed blue as a UConn Husky for life. So
you were there for 4 years as opposed to just postgraduate for UMass, so your early years are always the formative ones as a sports child.
But still, it's exciting to see hockey really come up in the Northeast and Connecticut and Mass in general. So be happy to see how UConn does next year.
Yep, and hope for the best for UMass this year. I saw that they were, as you said, they're playing in the second round of the championships. But I saw they were dominating in the game yesterday against I can't pronounce the name, Bernici.
Bernici,
yeah.
Yeah, they won 4-0. So let's hope for the best for them, and have some great games for the next 2 games.
All right, and with that, on to the Hartford Yard Goats, the number 1 ballpark in AA baseball 2 years in a row. Dunkin' Donuts Park is preparing to reopen. It's already been a vaccination site, so it hasn't been closed, but it hasn't had a baseball game in the requisite 2 years. So it's going to be exciting when their first game, scheduled for Tuesday, May 11th against the Portland Sea Dogs, is happening on at 7 o'clock that evening. They're once again affiliates of the Colorado Rockies. They'll be playing 60 games at Dunkin' Donuts Park, and as I alluded to earlier with the Athletic, the governor announced that outdoor sporting venues can hold up to 50% capacity, and while no official announcement on seating capacity has been made, with this situation and the social distancing accounted for, it should lead to a great season or GOAT season of crowds at Dunkin' Donuts Park, a decent size. So it's definitely time to be excited to get tickets, to be able to go out and do something as a family, as with your friends this summer, and see live sports again. So keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And your new manager gets to play a season, which is great.
It's always good to be able to play baseball games in that role. I figure it's probably the most exciting part. So.
Right, exactly. Nothing says spring again like baseball season. So, looking forward to seeing fans in the stands in a safe manner. It's going to be very exciting.
But with that all said, that is it for the news in Hartford Sportscast. We're happy to have you back. We're happy to be talking about sports again, and we'll see you next time.
awesome! Yes, dudes and dudettes, Major League Butt Kicking is back in town! Oh yeah!